No, I'm not a writer.
Okay.
If I find my way home, yeah. Wouldn't it be crazy? Don't you still amaze me? Wouldn't it be crazy? Don't you still amaze me? Wouldn't it be crazy? Don't you still amaze me? Wouldn't it be crazy? Don't you still amaze me? If I find my way home, yeah. If I find my way home, yeah. Wouldn't it be crazy? Don't you still amaze me? Wouldn't it be crazy? Don't you still amaze me? Wouldn't it be crazy?
Alright, thank y'all for tuning back in. It's your boy PBK9's giving you that dog news the way I always do, fair and unbiased. Some gonna like it, some ain't. You know what I'm saying? Thank y'all for subscribing to the channel. If you haven't yet, go ahead and hit that free button up on the right hand or left hand corner. I'm not sure yet, but it's up there somewhere. Go ahead and hit it. Hit that notification bell, let them know the video drop, and don't forget to hit that like bell before you get up out of here. Hope I can give you a good video to watch. It's your boy PBK9, and I'm giving you that dog news for the day. Let's get into it. All right, today we're gonna take it back. You know I'll give you the stories. So today we're gonna talk about one particular dog breeder. That a lot of people's familiar with. No need for me to beat around the bush. Let's just go ahead and get into the story. Early morning, March 11th, 2005. A lot of people sleep in their beds. A lot of people was going to work during this time. Well, it was a caravan heading from New Orleans City to the outskirts of Lafayette, deep in Cajun country. Now, this wasn't just no ordinary caravan. It was a caravan of state police, a SWAT team, U.S. Customs, Fed agents, and the LASPCA. And they was all headed to the property of Mr. Floyd Boudreaux. That morning, 57 dogs were confiscated, and Mr. Floyd and his son Guy was arrested on 48 counts of dog fighting, and the dogs were instantly shipped back to New Orleans. Now this is where the story get crazy at right here. Soon as the dogs were confiscated from Mr. Floyd and they were shipped back to New Orleans, the LASPCA started killing the dogs that night. And they didn't stop till the early morning the next day. Okay, Mr. Floyd made bail. When Mr. Floyd made bail that Monday, he was checking on the dogs, see what was well with the dogs. All the dogs were dead, already cremated. All the dogs had been cremated by the time Mr. Floyd made bail that Monday morning. Now on the SPCA intake form, it stated all the dogs were normal. None of the dogs had defects. None of the dogs were sick. Out of all the dogs, 19 were puppies under a year old. But what the LASPCA did do is have their veterinarian, get up there and testify in the court saying that basically that the scratches on the dogs, everything consisted with dog fighting. Everything about them dogs consisted, and what was going on consisted with dog fighting, with no proof at all. With no proof at all, just, I guess being pit bulls or whatever. Okay, once these dogs are categorized as fighting dogs, the pit bulls are considered too aggressive to live, no matter what. Once they categorize your dog as a fighting dog, the LASPCA, which is the Louisiana SPCA, will deem that dog to be killed. Almost 3.5 years later, October 2008, Mr. Floyd and his son Guy was acquitted of all charges. The judge said he didn't have any evidence, to show anything that the SPCA was claiming, And Mr. Boudreaux lawyer said they only seized the dogs because they wanted to stop the bloodline, the family bloodline that it was running. The 2005 raid effectively ended a family tradition. and it was so traumatic to Mr. Floyd, it prompted him to have a heart attack. But in 2009, Mr. Floyd and his son Guy settled a lawsuit with the LASPCA, saying that for the damages, for all the mental distress, and for the loss of income, for the loss of income that his dogs brought in. And it said that Mr. Floyd said that he was suing for $300,000, but it didn't say how much he actually settled for. But we're just gonna say $300,000 is what the lawsuit was for. But in all, man, this just let you know that sometimes people move too fast. Sometimes people move too fast, because that whole case would have been a whole nother case if they wouldn't have killed them dogs. You know what I'm saying? If they wouldn't have killed them dogs. Not saying that they would have even had, they still wouldn't have had no evidence to put on Mr. Floyd, but they wouldn't have had no money to kick out to Mr. Floyd either for killing his dog. And they probably rather kick out the money, tell you the truth. They probably rather kick out the money just to know that they, killed some of his most prized possessed dogs that he really loved. That made them more happy than kicking out that money, because they know that money gets spent, you can get more of it. You know what I'm saying? But them dogs, you can't get more of. You can get more dogs, but you can't get more of them particular dogs that you love. And like I always say, my brothers and sisters out there in the dog world, man, no matter what your breed you got, like I always tell you, man, them folk are rushing. They're rushing for anything. You know what I'm saying? It's up to you, to stand up and fight for your dogs. You know what I'm saying? Stand up and fight for your dogs. And when the more leverage you give them to go against you with, the less chances you got to get your dog back. For a quick example, if they would have got Mr. Floyd with any dope, with any weed, with any other kind of crimes outside of that dog, that would have been the leverage on them to say what they did was right by killing them dogs that night. And he wouldn't have had no arguing back on none of that. But being that he was, a straight up citizen, he had all the rights to fight back for his dogs. Because dogs are like family members. You know what I'm saying? They like family members. When you go out there and slap them, I tell you what, one of my subscribers, we can do a little test. We can go out there in the street, slap each other. Bam. See who going to jail. People might look at us, when they gonna walk by and just see what's what. Alright? Not knowing if the other person can fight back, because that's the quick thing. Oh, a dog can't fight back, or a dog can't speak. You don't know if the person that got slapped can speak. You don't know if he's mentally ill, don't know what's wrong with that person. You just see somebody got slapped, 9 times out of 10 people walk past. You go out in the middle of the street and kick the shit out of that damn dog in the face or slap the hell out of that damn dog. You fuck around and be going your ass to jail before you know it. I guarantee you somebody call them in, oh, he out there abusing that dog, they might take pictures of you and them call him at the same time. You know what I'm saying? So, being that these dogs are our family, we gotta fight for them like our family. This should be an example, you know what I'm saying? Like what we always talk about, this should be an example to let you know, if you don't have all the other stuff behind your dogs, you know what I'm saying, then it's all about your dogs. If your dog's healthy, if your dog's looking good, if your dog's being taken care of properly, now it's all about proof. It ain't about no all that talking and stuff. All right. Now this one thing I gotta say. As an American citizen, I intend to abide by all the American laws. I ain't got time for it. Breaking nothing, crossing nothing, nothing with nothing. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to abide by everything. You know what I'm saying? But I just, I keep saying I can't understand, and I ain't even trying to understand it the wrong way or nothing like that, but I just don't understand how people can be charged with selling a dog for fighting, unless, okay, I understand that now. If me and you have a conversation and I'm talking to you about dog fighting, and then you come buy that dog for me, yes, that's selling a dog for the purpose of fighting. Okay, I understand that part. Okay, cool. all right? But what I don't understand is that person lies to you and you don't know, you know what I'm saying? You selling your dog not knowing what they're going to do, you know, and they come by and they go off and do something, you know, that shouldn't fall back on you because you don't know what they're going to do. A person can lie to you. This is not no, you don't have no background checks and nothing like no guns. You can do all that stuff, but, you know, what's that to say the person's not going to take care of that dog the right way because of whatever background they have. So we're not going to go into all that. But, like, you can't tell what a person's going to do when they leave with your puppy or your dog unless y'all had already conspired and talked about it. Okay? Boom. That's cool. All right. Promoting dog fighting. What I don't understand is, and I'm having a hard time, you know, when I see these brothers get locked up different places, you know, because I don't have no hard time not promoting on my channel. I'm not trying to promote it at all. We don't condone anything illegal on this channel. But what I'm having a hard time understanding is how are they locking these guys up for these charges, right? When you have Call of Duty, promoting shooting, promoting killing, Call of Duty, one of my favorite games, you know what I'm saying? A lot of us favorite games. I'm gonna end up getting a system in a minute, man, and we're gonna go live. About 30 of us on live at one time. Fuck it, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, you know, Call of Duty, promoting all that, Grand Theft, promoting stealing cars, promoting beating people up, promoting everything, you know what I'm saying? You got games promoting all this stuff, movies promoting all this stuff, from bank robberies, from selling drugs, to raping, to everything, promoting everything. But it's only one problem when it comes to the dogs. You know, it's not no problem when it comes to these guns. With you can't keep out of these serial killers' hands. It ain't no problem when it comes to all the kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? As long as there's profit coming in on their end, there's no problem with none of that stuff. There's only one problem in America when it comes to promoting or when it comes to owning something, and it's a dog. No matter if they got the proof of it or not. Owning, selling, and owning, selling, promoting, or some shit like that. I forgot how it goes. But no other product in this country and all kind of stuff is promoted. Like everything is promoted. This is modern day Sodom and Gomorrah. Everything is damn promoted. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to dogs, somehow or another, they make it like, oh, this particular dog right here, if you own one of these dogs right here, you know, all you gotta do is certain things, and we can pull this charge up on you. You know, we can pull this charge up on you. It's like they got a vengeance against pit bulls, you know, and being that they got this vengeance against these dogs, every single time they get a chance to run on somebody's yard with multiple dogs like that, you know, and they hoping when they come that they have another reason besides the dogs, because that's more leverage. When they come just for the dogs, they gotta make sure it's tight. You know what I'm saying? Gotta make sure it's tight, because if it ain't nothing but just the dogs they coming for, then they gotta have evidence. But anyway, man, a couple of my subscribers was asking me about, you know, different bloodlines and stuff like that. And here's my thing on it. Back in the days, I was a, you know, straight red boy jocko man. But now that I'm in the shows and all that type of stuff, you know, a lot of different bloodlines have the confirmation, and a lot of different bloodlines offer the stuff that I'm looking for outside of the red boy jocko dogs. You know what I'm saying? Every dog has its purpose, and every dog has their own little traits that stand out more than the next dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially when it comes to these shows and stuff, like certain dogs are naturally athletic looking. When you have some dogs like, you know, like just be fat and big boned, you have some dogs that be naturally ripped. You know, you don't gotta do no exercises with them, and they look like they done been in an 8-week keep. Puppies wise, they come up as a puppy looking rip. You know what I'm saying? Already. Some dogs is just like that, and that's just because of the genes and the genetics that was bred into that dog. And different lines, carry different things. And with me, I'm just a pit bull lover, man. At the end of the day, we all got our preferences and all that. But one thing I know, every line is different than the next line, and every line has its own little quality trait that the next line don't have, And you just gotta weed out the ones you want, weed out the ones you don't want for whatever particular competition I'm going for. If I'm going for like when they climbing the wall, or when they jumping up trying to grab a tug or something like that, or when they try to long leap the hurdles and stuff like that, long distance jumping, then I'm gonna get a real athletic dog, a dog that loves to work, a high drive dog that loves to work. That's the main thing, a high drive. And I got a full-blooded game dog, and I hate to say game dog because I feel like when people say game dog, that's just the people who have dogs outside of pit bulls and try to make the real pit bull seem like a fighting dog. But actually, it's the only pit bull. The American Pit Bull Terrier, the one they call the game dog, is the only pit bull, And when people say game dog, they're trying to make it seem like, okay, the dog I got is not a fighting dog, but you got a game dog. That's a fighting dog. No, a game dog is the original American Pit Bull Terrier. But what I do know, man, from what I'm looking at, somebody need to let ADBA know, man, from 2022 and beyond, when we start rocking these shows and folks start coming from this area and this area, man, we need y'all ADBA to spend that money to upgrade how I was looking out there. You know what I'm saying? We tired of just having a little yellow tape around this and around that. No, man. You know what I'm saying? All that money y'all getting, you know what I'm saying? Give us some lights, give us some podiums, give us you know what I'm saying? You might can't have certain things like because what kind of dogs you got, but make it look more professional. You know what I'm saying? Them folk gonna come 2022 and beyond. They gonna come. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody trying to survive with their dogs. Everybody trying to survive with their dogs, and everybody trying to do the right things with their dogs. You know what I'm saying? Everybody that I'm rolling with, at least, I know. You know what I'm saying? When I see them boys training with jumping up there, only grabbing the tires and grabbing the ropes, and man, I know y'all boys getting them things ready for them shows and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And they be looking good out there in the ring and stuff like that. And I ain't talking about no match ring. I'm talking about a confirmation ring. Because that's how we doing it. Either we hog hunting, either we showing them dogs, and doing something. We doing something right with them. You know what I'm saying? Or just having them as pets, taking pictures with them, having them as pets. It don't make no difference. As long as you love your dog and treating your dog right, at the end of the day, nobody shouldn't have nothing to say about it. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it ain't really about the best bloodline out there. It's about finding the bloodline that fits you. You know what I'm saying? Because every dog is different, okay? All the bloodlines different. Every human out here is different. You know what I'm saying? And everybody have their own different personalities, their own agendas throughout the day. Find whichever dog fits you perfectly. You know what I'm saying? And that's gonna probably be, that line that you can get that superstar champion off of. Because what the next man like and what the next man doing good off of, you might not like it because you might not like how the dog act. I might like a dog that's more calm and I do certain things with my dog on a day-to-day basis. When you might like a dog that's juiced up. I might like a dog that's juiced up, but you might like a dog that's a little more subtle or something like that. I might like a dog that once you crank him up, you can't even crank him up because he gonna want to turn around and grab anything, So everybody like different stuff, and at the end of the day, when you can ask me this bloodline and I tell you this and I tell you that, and that don't mean it's the best. It just means what I know how to use. You know what I'm saying? I might not know how to use the Chinaman. I might not know how to use the Bolio. I might not know how to use the Tombstone. I might not know how to use the Carver and the Cadena stuff. But I might know how to use this stuff. And I might know, how to use it the right way. A lot of people know how to use the Cadena stuff. And they know how to use it the right way. But they don't know how to use the Red Boy Jocko. Because, certain dogs, you have to rock with certain ways. Some people don't like to wait 2 years. Some people like to wait 6 months. and they can see something, productive in the puppy or whatever. And different dogs, different bloodlines take different things, at the end of the day. And on a final note, we search for all the greatest bloodlines. We search to mix all the pedigrees to get the old stuff close as we can. But little to our knowledge, the greatest dog that ever lived is somewhere out there in the country right now. Somewhere out there right now is the greatest dog that ever lived. We just don't know about it. But anyway, thank you all for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave if you haven't yet. Don't forget to hit that like button before you get up out of here. Hit them comments up. It's your boy PB Canines, and I'm about here.